Good morning, everyone. This is Al from Overdue, just here with a super quick update. Why is it super quick? Well, it's super quick because I don't know if you can hear it, but in the background we have a lot of building projects going on, which means a lot of noise, which means it's pretty difficult to do a proper video until after 5 p.m. when they stop. And after 5 p.m. it's usually overclouded or I'm at work. A lot of things have happened since my last update. A lot of good things and a lot of bad things. So my cucumbers have had a complete ant infestation, and I've had to pretty much cut away, well, half at least, and the last half is not doing too well, to be honest, and probably needs to die. I have been trying spraying it with all sorts of stuff, but it's at that point where I've sort of given up, to be honest. I've given up, but it's still growing, it's still putting out flowers, still putting out cucumbers, but it's just looking really, really miserable due to all the bugs. The asparagus is doing very well. I ended up deciding to put in this sort of grid fence in the middle, just because it's such a, hard to describe it. Well, you can see that it's so bushy, so a little bit more ability to spread it out and support it, and yeah, it's doing well. As you can see, I've got a lot of space for more stuff, but that's just until I put this camera down, because I have all these plans for new stuff. What new stuff, you say? Well, recently added lots of different things. Sorry about the mess here. I haven't been cleaning up as we've been hit by typhoons. I've got this pepper plant that I bought. I'm going to try and remove the soil, as I usually do, before putting it in the system. And I figured it might be interesting for some people to see just how little root actually remains once you take off the soil that it comes with when you buy them. So I'm going to try and do a video of that. I have here a yuzuki. So yuzu is kind of like I want to say sweet, but it's spicy and a little sweeter than a lime. Sort of in between a lime and an orange. I don't know. Yuzu tastes like yuzu, to be honest. Just like a banana tastes like banana. But I've always loved it, and there's so many of them here in Japan, and I've always wanted to have one of my own. So now I do. This is how it comes, and honestly, it's not looking very, very healthy as it is now. But I'm sure we'll fix that as soon as we get this in the system. I've been debating though whether or not I should just put this in soil, because it will do down to -3, so it's probably going to just stay outside all winter. Shouldn't be an issue. Certainly isn't in other parts of the country, and apparently they grow massive. So at some point, unless I cut it back constantly, it's going to be too big to keep inside. Then we have this sort of stick broccoli. This should be I don't know if you can see it here, but it's not going to do one big head of broccoli. It's going to do like lots and lots of small ones that you can keep harvesting, and it'll just keep growing out. So I'm going to put that in the system. And dun, drum roll, I've got myself some fresh ginger, and I thought it would be great to try and see if I can let this grow. I know that Rob Bob in Australia has had great success in putting this in the grow beds. It's time consuming, but I mean the smaller one, I'm going to put it in a small separate pot so that I can sort of protect it and maybe take it inside during the winter. This was a yellow tomato. Well, it is a yellow tomato, 3 of them, and they were doing great until I decided that the pot was too small, and I put them into their own bigger pot here where they should be able to do good. However, the shock of repotting it has just made it really not. It didn't like that at all, to be honest. Here you can see the results of some of the leaves. It's not looking very good. I have made sure that after all the rain from all the typhoons that we've been hit by, I do have a proper level of nutrients and all that sort of stuff is all balanced out. I'm at 6.1 pH, I think, and I'm doing some 900 to about 1,000 parts per million at this point. So plenty of nutrients, shouldn't be an issue. And it is starting to be happy again. I don't know if you can see here. It's really dark. There you go. No, I mean it's coming back. So giving it a bit of time, and then it should come back full force and be now in a pot where it can really grow. So yeah, looking forward to that. Starting off a lot of new stuff here, which is all of it is currently going into the NFT system. Basically what happens is most of it I'll start off in these small pots here, either that or the rock wool, and as soon as it starts sprouting I'll put it into the small black pots, and I'll either put it in the fog system or I'll put it in the NFT system as soon as the roots are long enough to go through the pots. These are Brussels sprouts. Now I've had these leaves start to curl up and kind of die on me, and I suspect it might be bugs, but there's no evidence of it being the bugs. There was this sort of period, and the top just started dying off. Maybe it was too much water from all the constant rain that we've had here in Japan. I'm not quite sure. Maybe if someone has a few tips, that'd be good. It does look, however, that the new leaves that are coming out are doing well. So it's setting new nice leaves, so hopefully we're past that phase. And same thing goes for the normal cabbage. There's some damage to the leaves. This is just an old leaf on top of it. There you go. And the new leaves that are coming out are actually looking quite nice. So I've cut away with the old ones and just hoping that will be it. Pepper plant. Pepper plant is not looking too happy either. I think it was hit by either the same thing or the bugs. Now, I know for a fact that this had, you can see the holes in the leaves somewhere, so I'm not sure that's enough to make it slouch as much as it did, but this for sure was hit by the bugs as well. But it's sort of bouncing back now, and it is, here we go. So you can see we do have a lot of flower buds here, and yeah, it's doing good. Got a couple of peppers coming out here, and a big one in here. So yeah, no, I'm hopeful. This should grow up pretty strong. Okay, so here's the thing. My big tomato plant here is, well, let's turn the camera back down here again. As you can see, these two pots, this is a hand. There's the size comparison. So you can see this is not enough. Obviously they've outgrown these pots and probably needs to go, there are 4 of them now. Probably 2 of them each would need to go into one of these. I do have the pots, but I'm sort of running out of space. But it's doing great. It's setting small flowers everywhere, and it's starting to produce tomatoes left and right as well. So that's good. No issues there. My wine plant here is having a great time. For some reason, it was never hit by the bugs at all. It was just doing great. The bugs would just leave it alone, and I was a happy camper. Boom. Okay, so I have here my eggplant, and the eggplant was basically the eggplant itself hasn't changed one bit. It stayed the same all the way through, and it's firm. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just staying there. But moving over the eggplant itself to this system, I was doing something else, and I was cleaning out the other grow bed. Has just done a lot for it. I think it's because it's getting a little bit more sun. As the sun goes over during the day, this part of the garden is getting a little bit more light. So I think that was it. The fork system. Yeah. So I'm starting to expand into the next module of the fork system here, and it's doing well. I've started off some sweet peas, and as it is with peas, they just explode in growth. This is like 3 days. Same with this one up here. They're having a good time, so that's good. I've started off a couple of extra strawberries, and it's not all looking too good, but they're coming along. In general, the fact that temperatures have dropped quite a bit, well, I say quite a bit, but the 5 degrees or so has been enough that I can see the immediate impact on the water temperature in the reservoirs, as well as the plants starting to to have a much better time, especially leafy stuff like salad. This is a new salad that I'm starting off. But they're having a much easier time surviving this heat. These tomato plants started from seeds are obviously doing very well, and I think it's time. I mean, I've tied it off so it wouldn't break over its own weight, but as you can see, it is probably about time that I replant these big guys. Yeah, I think it's time. Yeah, so fog system is doing good. I still haven't gotten around to redoing the top of the reservoir here. I will need to do something about that. So, what else is happening? Right, you're probably, well, I don't know, but these new black air hoses is happened a couple of weeks ago after I got the sort of industrial strength air pump in there. This is an extra, but essentially in each of these grow beds there are 4 of these air stones spread out, 2 beneath each side, and all of them goes back to this backplane or center line of air, and all that is fed through here. Here you can see this is the result of 2 of them. So basically each of these bigger pots will have 2 of these under it to aerate when the water is rising and falling. Let me just quickly show you. So this noisy baby here, this is it, and you know, it's warm to the touch, but it's not burning anything. But it's actually also quite a bit more noisy, as no doubt you've noticed by now. But putting it in here with the other stuff, my other electrics, because this is a ventilated box for all of this actually helps keep that heat down, so I'm not worried at all actually. There we go. That takes care of most of the noise and the heat as well. So yeah, doing good. All right, so that was just a quick update on this. If someone have any idea of why this is happening, if you've seen this before and say, hey, you know what, Alf, that's bugs, or this is, you know, I don't think it's malnutrition. I think I've got plenty of nutrients in the water. I don't think I'm not doing nutrient burns either. I think I haven't gone above 1,000 ppm, so I think it should be all right. But I'm guessing it's bugs. But do let me know if you've seen something similar. Yeah, I'll be back with another update as soon as I get to filling in all these grow beds, and we'll do a quick tour of what happens when you're replanting something that you bought in the store, and how you put it in the actual system. So stay tuned for that. Questions or comments, please leave them below, and please like and subscribe if you want to see where this is going. Thanks a lot, everyone.